We've asked them to put their shoes on 3 times, then 5 times, and then we've heard ourselves say it in a voice we don't even recognize anymore. Get your shoes on! And we're thinking, why won't they just listen? Here's the thing. It's probably not that your toddler is ignoring you on purpose. There's something else going on entirely. And once we understand it, we'll never approach those moments in the same way again. I'm Camilla McGill, parenting coach with over 20 years of experience and I'm a mum of 4. I help toddlers and young children get more cooperation, more calm, and a lot less repetition in their daily lives without shouting, threatening, or nagging. So in this video, I'm going to show you why toddlers tune us out, what they actually need from us before they can listen, and a simple method that you can start using today that genuinely changes things, sometimes even within the first try. So let's talk about what's really happening when our toddler doesn't listen. When a toddler is absorbed in something, their Lego, their drawing, or even just exploring something on the floor, their brain is genuinely, completely in that moment. So then when we fire an instruction at them from across the room, it's not that they've not heard us, and it's not that they've decided to ignore us. They literally haven't processed it. Their brain was elsewhere. And then we repeat ourselves, and our tone shifts. And by the third or fourth time we're saying it, we sound different, tighter, sharper, more frustrated. And what does a toddler's brain do when it detects that tension? It either shuts down or it pushes back, neither of which get the shoes on any faster. I worked with a mum recently. Her little boy was 3.5, and she told me she spent most of her morning from the time her son got up to getting him in the car, repeating herself until she spent most days she lost her temper. She shouted, felt terrible, and then the whole day started on the wrong foot. She knew that it affected the start of his school day, and it certainly affected her working day. She said, I know shouting doesn't work, but nothing else seems to either. So if this is you, I don't want you to feel guilty about this, but I definitely want you to listen on, because what she realized she was missing, and what so many parents are missing, is the connection before instruction. So before we ask a toddler to do something, we need to briefly enter their world first. Not for long, just a few moments. So we crouch down to their level, we make eye contact, we notice what they're doing, and then from that connected place, we give the instruction calmly once. The difference in how they respond is remarkable. Hit subscribe if this is already resonating with you. So, this is the foundation of what I call the G.R.E.A.T method, and I've shared a link to a free guide on this in the description. So let's get started on it. G is for get connected. Join their world before you ask anything of them. Stop what you're doing and engage. Say something like, oh, that looks like a nice game you're playing with your cars. R is respect for their feelings. Acknowledge what they're in the middle of. I know you're really enjoying this. You probably don't feel like stopping your game. E is for explain what is coming. Give them simple, clear information about what's happening next. It's time to get our shoes on now. We're going to the park. In a minute, the puzzle needs to go away because it's time for your bath. A is for ask and check understanding. Rather than issuing a command, turn it into a question. So what do we need to do next? This brings their brain online and into the conversation. And then T is for tiny steps and praising progress. We tend to just expect things to be done straight away. We expect there's going to be no resistance. There very often is. So we need to notice and name even the smallest move in the right direction. You've got one shoe on. That's cooperative. Now, on to the next one. This helps to keep them motivated rather than resistant. So instead of standing in the hallway saying, shoes on, shoes on, shoes on, next time, try the G.R.E.A.T method. It takes 30 seconds, maybe a couple of minutes longer than barking the instruction, but it saves us 10 minutes of repetition in a morning that feels like a battle. So one more thing worth knowing. Toddlers are much more likely to resist instructions when they're tired, hungry, or maybe even overstimulated. So if the same battles are happening at the same time every day, late afternoon, just before breakfast, straight after nursery, that's important information. The behavior is really rarely about defiance. It's almost always about capacity or a resistance to doing something, like leaving a warm, cozy house and going into a busy school environment. So if the G.R.E.A.T method sounds like something that you'd like to have written down and ready to refer to, especially in those moments when you can't quite remember what to do, I've put it all into a great free guide. It's called How to Get Your Kids to Listen Without Nagging or Shouting Using the G.R.E.A.T method. And the link to download it is right below this video. And if you'd like to talk through what's happening in your specific family or get some personalized support from me, I'd love to offer you a free discovery call. The link to that is below too. Now, once you've cracked getting your toddler to listen at home, the next challenge is linking this to getting out of the house without it turning into this daily battle. So click the video on screen and I'm going to show you exactly how to make your mornings so much calmer. I'll see you there.